Hello all, welcome to Zerzek Solution. In our last session, we have seen how to deploy the cookie cutter template to retrain our NLP based machine learning models. Apart from that, even we have discussed how to design our params.yaml file as well as dvc.yaml file so that we can using these two files we can automate the complete NLP based machine learning model retraining system. But during configuration of both the files, you take params.yaml file as well as dvc.yaml file, which is very important as far as NLP is concerned. We have given or we have configured, there is one more file called config.yaml. So in today's session, we are going to discuss how to design this config.yaml file, which track the different stages of machine learning based NLP based model designing as well as retraining of those models. Now, if you check the path, I have called this config.yaml file inside the directory called configs. So, without further ado, let's start the process. We will try to create a configs directory first. Inside that, we will try to create a config.yaml file, which will cover our the stage of preparation or prepare of the data for retraining of NLP based model. For this, right now I'm in the correct path. Let me again cross verify. Yes, we are in the right path. Okay, so type hit on ls and you will get the exact working directory as far as your project is concerned. Now, if you want to create a directory, there is a command called mkdir and hit on uh, and call that configs directory name. So hit on that. Now you can see on the left corner one configs directory got created, and inside this I'm going to create this file called config.yaml file. So let me try to copy this. Let me hover over to that directory called configs. Right click on this. There is an option called new file. Okay, copy and paste it over there. Now config.yaml file is ready. Now we have to do some more configuration, which is nothing but the stages and JSON file, etc. So we will try to complete in this session. Next, as far as config.yaml file is concerned, so most of the contents related to NLP designing of the model, I'll try to keep everything inside the artifacts. Maybe in the future you can deploy that complete artifacts into the cloud-based machine. So with that prospect, so let's try to create one key called artifacts. So artifacts. Okay, artifacts I have created. So let me cross verify for artifacts. Okay, fine, no problem. So inside this, I'll try to create one artifacts directory. So artifacts, artifacts. Okay, dir. Next here, I'll try to give the name of that artifacts directory. So let's say, okay, it's the name of that B artifacts. So next, what I will do, I'll just copy this. I'll copy this and I'll try to create one more directory in the name called artifacts. Mkdir, next copy and paste it. You can see one more artifact directory got created, and most of the files related to our model I'm going to keep inside this directory. Okay, so far so good. Let me try to clear the terminal. Next, after this, let's start the process of preparing the data, training the data, testing the data, okay, feature data, etc. And we will try to give the stages and what are the respective output of those stages also we are going to record in this. So first and foremost, I'll try to have prepared, uh, yeah, prepared data. So for as far as prepared data is concerned, I'll try to have one separate direct, okay, allocation called prepaid. Next, train data. Similarly, let's try to create train data also. I think spelling mistakes. Oops. Okay, train data. As far as train data is concerned, I'll try to create one the file with the name called train.ts CSV. Next, apart from that, similarly, I have to create one more for test.csv for testing of the data. Next, after test data, next we have feature data. Okay, so we have to record this feature data. So that can be recorded using featured hyphen data. Okay, and let's try to create these features. So we are going to work on these files in the later on sessions. You will understand. Okay, so what is the purpose, main purpose of creating this file once I start executing my NLP based machine learning model. Now next is out, featured out. Next train. Okay, so what is the output of this? As far as featured out output is concerned, so here I'll try to create two pickle file. One is for training of the data. Next, another is for testing of the data. So output of this should be in two forms. One is uh, train.pickle, the another one is called test.the pickle. Next, I'll have one model directory path. So obviously I'm going to have the model. So model, you can check here. If you check in the left corner, there is a file called models. So all the models will keep here. I'll try to keep this one inside this models. So apart from this, next the main model, I want to keep that main model. Yeah, I want to save the main model in the name called model.pkl. Okay, so model.pkl is also completed. Now it's time for the matrices. Let's try to record the matrices, which is very important while selecting the model. Okay, which model version we should deploy in the production level, that can be decided based on this. So to record all this, I'll try to maintain one uh, uh, JSON file. Okay, so which will help me in DBC also. So I'll try to keep the name of this one be okay, scores.json. Now, if you check in params, I think we have called this scores.json also. No, not in this case. Let me check in DBC. So if I hover over somewhere, let me hold on. Here, is there any JSON file, evaluate, yeah, scores.json. Okay, so same thing I'm going to create inside this config.yaml file, scores.json. Perfect. So this will record our all the matrices. Apart from this, we require plots also. So let's try to create the plots. I'll try to keep this one everything in small letters since it is a case sensitive. So we'll go with small letter PRC. Okay, so we'll have prc.json. Next, in the same way, okay, ROC. This is for ROC. As far as ROC is concerned, I'll try to store all the ROC value inside ROC.json file. Now next comes the most important part, source of the data. Okay, source data. As far as source data is concerned, so I'm going to keep the source data inside this data dot directory underscore directory. So inside this I'll have data, and I'll try to store the data inside this store. Okay, now if you hover over to data, have a look on this. Inside the data I have raw directory. Where is a raw directory? Raw directory. Inside this raw directory I'm going to keep my the data. Okay, so that could be the main source of data as far as my this project is concerned. And what about the name of the file? So name of the file, in our case the name of the file is, if you hover over this, corona.csv I have given. So let's try to give the same name, corona uh, dot csv. Now you may be confused why you have kept inside source data, okay, rather than keeping inside this raw data, because some pre-processing of this file is required. Okay, that we will try to cover in our next session. I hope you are cleared with the next YAML file as far as NLP based deep learning, I mean NLP based the project is concerned. Okay, thank you very much. If you any questions, you can drop it in the comment box. Our representative will get back to you.